What's up, guys? It's your boy KingDow, and welcome to the third installment of the music video breakdowns. Today, we're going to be talking about the video breakdown to my song Finesse. Finesse is the third song off my Time album that I dropped in 2018. Finesse I also dropped in 2018, the music video. And basically, Finesse is just talking about finagling and moving through the system of life to get what I want within my own career, within what I want in this world, my own life journey strategy. Shout out to my boy Jonathan Bumpus. He also created the song to this. He basically created the majority of the music that's off the My Time music video, or excuse me, album that a lot of the videos in the beginning of my journey are on. And so Finesse was dope. Obviously it has its own bounce, kind of like the movement, but it was a lot more darker and a little bit more trappier, you know? And I rap even faster, if you can believe it, than I did on the movement. It's kind of funny. In the trajectory, it's like my music was becoming the bounce was becoming more precise, and the double time was happening a lot more within the vocals. With Finesse was cool because it had like this dark undertone. And so when I got together with my boy Purnell, shout out to him, link below, I told him with the concept, and that's another thing, all my concepts, everything that I talk about, it's all comes from me. I create my own visuals, I create my own sets internally, and then obviously Zach helps me with this. I told him like, yeah bro, I want to do this one in basically like an abandoned area, like a very dark kind of place. And so like I scoped out this building. I remember I was driving up and down near my neighborhood. There's like a McDonald's going all the way down to like the Snohomish area border, and there's like this building. It's not there anymore, but it was like this abandoned big building. I don't know if it was like a commercial building or whatever, but it was big enough to like shoot a music video in. And so I told Zach about it, and I was like, yo, I want to shoot this video there. And I also wanted to like I want to say like we scoped it out and then like we came later, or either that, or we basically just like, I told him where it was and then we went there once we were ready to shoot. I think it was the latter. But anyways, if you look at the video, I'm wearing like camo joggers. I got my gray hoodie, and then like my tank top. Kind of got this like kind of like crump vibe, very industrial. What we did is that we went to the Albertsons to get ice because we wanted to have smoke and all this stuff. So I think we tried to get like dry ice and a cooler, a couple things like that, because we were gonna try to create smoke and mistiness. We got all that. We went to this site. I actually reached out to my brother to come help us shoot because Zach said he wanted like a second person to help us to create the ice. You know, I was creating promo content. I want to say it was like 6 in the evening because the sun was still out, and I think it was like summertime when we were shooting. As it finally got darker, that's when we started to shoot. The idea was like for me to be like rapping and moving still in slow-mo, kind of like if you could think of like Chris Brown Off the Wall or like Michael Jackson Thriller, just like one of those type of videos where people have to be like very standstill, very like kind of like horrific, haunting. And that was the idea in this one. Obviously a big reoccurring theme in most of my videos is the dancing, because that's a part of my brand. There's dancing in this, but also it was just more to show like the freeze frame action that I can do. That's what we did. And this was, if you can imagine, again, I told you a lot of double timing within my lyrics. This was like the hardest so far verses that I created for myself that I had to like rap and do all these things to. And it was easy to do like standing in one place and all that stuff, but it was even harder when I had to dance and all that stuff. So it was a challenge, but it was cool. We tried to use the dry ice and stuff to create like a mist, foggy type of thing. It didn't work out that well, but you know, like we tried, like my brother, he tried to like shake the ice or whatever, however we had the setup, and like it didn't really work the way we wanted. And like there's a lot of behind the scenes. The behind the scenes is also in the Dow documentary, which I've mentioned the last couple times. That's also in the Dow documentary, and you can hear just like the commentary between my brother and Zach Purnell is pretty funny. My brother just talking shit in the background. So we just ended up editing and post. I think what he did, like he just created like whatever kind of fog or mist that you see in the music video. I don't think any of like the dry ice that we were trying to use ended up in the final shot, but it was a good try. And that's the beautiful thing about when you're putting together videos like this. Like, you try different concepts and some things make it, some things not, but the point is you get the what if out of your mind. I'm a big component of like getting the what if out of my mind. The what ifs is all the different ideas that I want to try that I'm afraid to, but it's like if I don't do it, I'm gonna regret it later. So that was one of them. It was dope. We got a lot of shots. It was cold at that time because again, I was just wearing like my gray hoodie and then like a tank top. I wasn't working out then, but your boy's always staying lean and fit from all the dancing, but it was still cold. Yeah, just getting all these shots and, you know, doing all the things that I had in my head, and then Zach wanted to get the different shots he wanted, because the thing about it too is like if you notice on the close-up shots, he'll use like a certain standstill camera, and then like on the wider shots, he's using like a more wider lens. I remember he would have a gimbal that he would use a lot, and sometimes he would use the gimbal for his iPhone or for his camera, just depending. I think for this particular shot, I think we used his camera. It was pretty scary because it's like an abandoned building. It's really dark. We don't know who the hell is around, any homeless people, serial killers, who knows. It was crazy. But that's the beautiful thing. Like when you're like very passionate about your craft, when you're very passionate about an idea and a concept, you just go for it. It doesn't matter what's going on. I mean, we shot videos, like if you go check out my Spiritual Eyes video, and we'll talk about that later, you know, there's like a homeless person living in the forest. But anyways, this one, it was cool, creepy, but like I'm glad we did it. That building doesn't exist anymore. I'm just glad that we had that moment in time to create that video, because, you know, I mean, I have people like, shout out to my brother-in-law, that's one of his favorite videos. People still bring up Finesse to this day, and that's like so 2018 for me. You know, this is 2022 as we're recording this, but that's why I'm glad like I make these videos, because all of them are a timestamp in my life. They're a timestamp of like the history of KingDow, of how far I've come as an independent artist. And it's beautiful for the listeners, or for the viewers, because you guys are all going to be attracted to one video, whether it's one of my newest ones, whether it's my oldest ones, or one in between. And that's the beautiful thing, which is why I love creating these things. Obviously I have my favorites that I've done, but at the end of the day, it's more of like showing you guys who I am every step of the way, which is why I also like creating these videos where I get to tell you the behind the scenes. This was the breakdown of the Finesse music video. Last thing I'll say about this too, the concept of the song, basically, like I mentioned earlier, is the going through life and figure out your own way to do things, you know what I'm saying? Traveling, leaving the state, and like just moving however you need to do. And so if I can leave you with these words of wisdom, is to find your own finesse within life. Don't let anything hold you back, and you have the power to create your reality. Thank you again. Leave your comments, likes, shares. If you love this, if you hate this, what else you want to see, what else you're looking forward to, how else I can like make this more entertaining. I appreciate you guys for just like listening and watching all the way till the end, because this means a lot to me, as I know it as it means to you. So it's been your boy KingDow. This has been the Finesse music video breakdown. Shout out to my boy KrazyMak behind the camera. You can follow me on all streaming platforms. You could go follow my boy Zach, and yeah, more to come. Until the next time, see you soon. Peace.